Right, I'm going to redo this. As you can see, I've already made a go at starting this, but I've done it wrong. I've done all of this wrong, and that's annoying me. And I already started in the foul mode because people have said they'd have moved this stuff 2 weeks ago, still haven't moved it. And because of that, I can't get the fuel merchant over because he needs access to my driveway. So, I'm going to have to get this done. Going to have to get it lit with what little fuel I've got left. And then what? Oh, get in there, you bastard. It's cold today. Funny enough, just me sitting here in the vicinity of that thermometer, it's gone up 0.2 of a degree. And I've only been sat down here for about 4 minutes. Right. Where's my torch? Oh, I can't see it. It's so bloody dark. It's the middle of the day, and it might as well be twilight. I mean, I'm getting more light from my 3-watt bulb than I am from my window. And the window's a lot bigger than the 3-watt bulb, and the sun's a lot more powerful. But oh, that's a nice lot of sulphur. Whew. You wouldn't think it to look at it. It's so dark. I hate this time of year. It's bloody miserable. Why does it have to be so dark? I think this is why in places like Finland and Russia their suicide rates are so high, because if it's this dark all the time, except for 2 months during the summer, then that's not healthy, is it? It's not healthy at all. There's no way to live. Right, let's get a fire going. I'll have to make what little fuel I've got last. And then I can still get to the supermarket and buy coal, but it's expensive and it's not as good quality as the stuff the fuel merchant gives. It stinks. It calls itself a smokeless fuel, but it's like, I don't care if you call yourself a smokeless fuel because you stink worse than it. Oh well, never mind, eh? Let's just let it burn itself out. Oh, that's better. Immediately feel some infrared radiation radiating on my skin. Things are right in the world when you get that. See, this is the problem with central heating. I mean, sure, it keeps you warm and it keeps the damp away, but you don't get the benefit of infrared like this. Well, people used to get a bit of infrared because they'd have incandescent bulbs, but then we were like, oh, incandescent bulbs are expensive and they're bad for the environment. And they're not really. Not compared to the manufacturing cost of CFL LEDs and the materials needed. I mean, probably the worst stuff you've got in an incandescent bulb is the tungsten, and it's only like a couple of milligrams at most. It's not much at all. I hope we can live in a world where energy is abundant. I've said this before in a previous video about like what I would do for energy policy. And I would encourage the reintroduction of incandescent bulbs because they're better for people's health. They're a technology which we could produce in this country. So we got tungsten, we got the skills and the tooling necessary to make it. It would provide an additional source of heat because we're supposed to be heat electric, aren't we? The thing is, heat electric's a good idea, provided you've got abundant electricity, which in this country, I mean, there's no good reason why we're in an energy paucity. It's just because of political decisions and dragging the heels over building nuclear reactors like Sellafield Site C, where we're getting the French to do it. It's madness. So anyway, yeah, I would encourage the reintroduction of incandescent bulbs, and I'd say, look, You've got your choices. You can have your fluorescents, you can have your low and high pressure sodiums. You can have your LEDs. You can have any lighting you want, but the one we're encouraging people to use, because it's good for you, is incandescents. And I'd even go so far as to make infrared bulbs, the ones which they don't give off much light, or if they do, it's a dull red glow, but they give off a lot of heat. And the thing is, these bulbs will never go away as well, because there'll always be people in what do you call the industry that's involved with bird raising? Poultry. There we go. There will always be need for these heat bulbs in the poultry industry. Oh, and I suppose reptiles as well. But who gives a shit about reptiles? I mean, that's just only weirdos. You can't eat crocodiles, so well, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. But anyway, there'll always be a need for a tungsten filament light, because we haven't got anything better. And really, what do you mean better? I mean, it's what you need with a heat lamp is something that efficiently converts electricity into heat. And well, apart from the little bit of it that converts into light, most of what a heat lamp gives off is heat. It's the most efficient tool we've created. A filament of wire, when you pass electricity through it, the resistance causes infrared heat energy to be given off. Heat energy, yes, that's right. But yes, fires are beneficial for you in that they give off low frequency infrared radiation. They figured this out with the experiments done on Skylab and Mir and then the ISS, that yes, exposing the astronauts to low frequency infrared helps with tissue regeneration, helps the bones. And I can tell you, certainly yesterday when I was all stiff in my bones, I sat in front of the fire, I got it good and hot, and then I felt the heat radiating. You can actually feel it pierce your bones. It warms you up deeper and faster than the bath does. And it's got to be the infrared radiation, because a bath will warm you up pretty quick, but that's conduction heat. It takes a while for the heat to get through the flesh and muscle to your bones. But with infrared, I could feel it. It penetrates right into you. So it's good stuff. Anyway, yeah, there's a fire. I'm glad I did this. Right. Now to do something I don't want to do, which is ring up the third party and say, so are you selling this plant equipment, or am I? Or what do you mean, sir? It's been on my driveway for a month now. You can come pick it up. I need my driveway back. Come on, you bastards. You've overstayed your welcome. Right, there we go. Open up the vent so it can breathe. Done. Thanks very much for watching a fire. I will scrub it one of these days, just not today.